Hi, friends. Lammy's feeling a little sad today, but we do miss you, and we are excited for the day that we're able to be back together again. But today, our buddy is feeling a little bit sad. Buddy, do you want to talk to our friends? I think you probably do. They usually make us feel better. I feel like you're like chewing on my hair. You want to? Is that your hair? My hair in your mouth? Oh, yeah. There you go. My hair is getting long. I think that probably lots of people's hair is getting long because we haven't been able to go to get our hair cut. Your mommy cuts your hair? Have you had a grown up cut your hair since we've been in quarantine? Or has your hair gotten a little bit longer than usual? If your hair's gotten longer, then you're just like Miss Katie. But if your mommy or grown up in your house has cut your hair, you're just like Lammy. Lammy, do you want to talk about why you're feeling a little sad today? Yeah, I know why, but do you want to tell our friends why? Yeah, sorry, buddy. Lammy's feeling sad because his lamb camp is canceled for the summer. I'm sorry, buddy. It does feel really disappointing, I'm sure. Have you had plans for the summer that have been canceled yet? I'm really sorry if you were looking forward to something that didn't get to happen, or we're not sure if it's going to happen. But you know what? I think it's really important that when we feel that way, that we say it out loud, right? That we tell someone that we trust, a grown up that we trust, like you told me. And I'm sure you told your mommy and Grammy, Lammy, right? Yeah. When we are feeling really big feelings, when we're feeling really disappointed or really sad, it's really helpful to tell a grown up so that a grown up can remind us our strategies when we're feeling big feelings, right? And can help us go to God with our big feelings, right? Yeah. But you know what? How about before I was going to tell you about what I think summer might look like, even though it doesn't look the same. But before that, why don't you tell me what is your favorite thing to do at Lamb Camp that you're going to miss? Lammy says that his favorite thing to do at Lamb Camp is see all of his friends and they like to go swimming. Where do you go swimming? In a pool? Where do you go swimming? In a creek. Oh. What's your favorite thing to do at camp or over the summer with friends that maybe you're not going to get to do this summer? What's something that you love to do? I bet there's lots of fun things that you love to do in the summer that maybe this summer looks a little bit different. But do you think that even though this summer looks different, do you think that we still can have fun? Lammy, I think we can still have fun. Do you think we can still have fun? Excuse me, I'm asking our friends now. Do you think that we can still have fun this summer even though it looks a little different? You know, I think that the fun is going to look different, but I still think that we can still do things that are fun. And I know that we wish things were the same, but since they're not the same yet, things still are getting canceled and we still have to wait, right, which we talked about last week, is that waiting is hard to do, right? Even though we still have to wait, even though it's not going to be the same, I think that we can be good detectives and look for the fun, look for the good, and look to see what God is going to do with our summer, right? Even though it looks different, maybe look to see what God's going to teach us. And even though our fun things might look very different, I bet you we still will have a summer that's full of fun. And can I tell you a secret? You like secrets? Yeah. Okay, well, you could keep it secret keeper. Okay. Well, this weekend, I'm going to tell your moms and dads what fun things we're going to be able to do this summer for church, even though we don't have Summer Kids Club this year, which feels like a bummer, right? I know, I love Summer Kids Club too. Even though it's different, we're still going to plan some fun things for you to do this summer with church. Oh, no, not at church, but on the computer where we can still maybe see some friends and we can do some fun things. I don't want to tell you too much yet because we're going to talk about it over the weekend. But we're going to have some special surprises this summer. And even though it looks different, even though it's not camp, even though it's not the pool, even though it's not summer kids club, we're still going to be able to try to create some fun things to do at home where we can maybe see each other over the computer or do some fun things. It'll look different, but I still think it'll be fun. Oh, Lammy wants to know if Lammies are allowed to do the fun summer surprises. It's for kids, but you know what? I bet you can still come because you're our favorite Lammy, right? Okay. Would that be fun if Lammy came to something that we did this summer? I think so too. So Lammy, you were talking today about feeling sad about camp. I'm sure lots of us are feeling some disappointment still, right? And maybe even just feeling some big, big feelings, right? What are big, big feelings? What do you think? What are some big feelings that we can be having? Well, we can feel disappointed is a big feeling. Anger is a big feeling. Sad is a big feeling. A lot of the feelings we talked about are big feelings, right? Big feelings can be any of those feelings, but big, big feelings can be when you're feeling something and you're starting to feel a little bit out of control, that maybe you're not just feeling sad, but you're crying and you feel sad. Or you're not just feeling angry, but you've got a lot of energy and you feel angry. Or you're not just feeling disappointment, but it's all you can think about, right? Big, big feelings are when our thoughts get bigger on the feeling than on God or on other things that are around us. We can't even think about other things because all we're thinking about is our feeling. Have you felt that before? Yeah, me too. Some big, big feelings. In fact, our story today is called The Boy with Big, Big Feelings. Would you like to read it? Me too. Would you like to read it? Okay, it's a very colorful book today. Do you want to grab it for me? Thank you. Oh, man. The Boy with Big, Big Feelings. This is by Britney Winn Lee, and it's illustrated by Jacob Suva. The Boy with Big, Big Feelings. Let's read it together, okay? There once was a boy with feathery hair and a heart that was bursting with feeling. His emotions seemed bigger than everyone else's, and sometimes they made him go reeling. What sport is on this page? Do you know what that is? It's soccer. Have you ever played soccer before? Have you ever played soccer before? It's a fun one. When playing outside on the yellowest days, a loud truck might rumble on by. And wouldn't you know it, the big heart of his would push feelings right out of his eyes. Let's make a prediction before we look. What feeling can come out of your eyes? I know, it sounds crazy. When something comes out of your eyes, what comes out of your eyes sometimes? Tears. When you have tears coming out of your eyes, what usually are you feeling? Sad. Can you see the boy feeling sad? What feelings are coming out of his eyes? Sadness, right? That big, big feeling, sadness. Let's go see what the next one is. At night, when the shadows would form on the walls and fear would steal all of his rest, those feelings of his made it so hard to breathe as they jumped up and down on his chest. And this big, big feeling is fear. Have you felt afraid at all during quarantine? You have. That's very normal. What can we do when we have big, big feelings, though? Do you remember? Tell a grown-up and tell God. That's right. Good job. Sometimes when his play had to come to an end or when things didn't go as planned, the feelings would run down the length of his arms and clench when they got to his hands. What feeling do you think that is? Can you tell? What feeling does he look like he's having? Can you tell? He looks mad, yeah. Do you know what the author's saying when the feeling comes down the length of your arms and clench when they got to his hands? Can you do that with your hand? Clench? Let's make a fist. When you feel that feeling, right? That's usually anger, right? He felt happy feelings as big as the others, from tickles and hide and go seek, and jokes and races and stories and songs that made feelings glow from his cheeks. So sometimes our big feelings can be good feelings too, right? Like feeling happy. Right? Looks like he's glowing. What other activity does he look like he's about to do? Go swimming? Yeah. Just like when we like to go swimming with your Lamby friends, right? At lamb camp? Yeah. Beautiful things would stick in his brain and not leave him for hours and hours. The fur of a dog, a fluffy white cloud, his mama, a banjo, some flowers. These are beautiful things that make him happy, things he likes to think about. What are some happy things you like to think about? How about you? You like thinking about story time with Grammy Lammy? That's a good one. How about you? But when someone he loved had a very hard day, he'd feel he'd been over-equipped to feel all of their feelings as deeply as they, which would quiver right out of his lip. This is a trickier one. Can you see his mama? What does his mama look like? His mama might look a little stressed, right? Do you know what stressed means? Your mama's felt stressed before too? Mommy Lammy's felt stressed? Yeah. That's normal for grown-ups to feel stressed sometimes. Sometimes their work can feel stressful. Sometimes grown-up problems can feel stressful. You might have even felt stressful before too. Stress can happen for kids too. But you see his mama feels stressed. And what does he look like when he's watching his mama feel stressed? The feeling quivered, which means it's come out of his lip, like he's like afraid, or maybe he even bites his lip, like it's, right? That might be nervous, or stressed, or overwhelmed, right? Have you ever felt that way before? Either when you saw a grown-up feel stressed, or maybe just from school or from life you felt stressed before? That's normal too. He wondered, why me? Why this big giant heart in a world that's so heavy and kind? Where all of the feelings under the sun feel as if they were made to be mine. Do you see all those colors? Those represent all of the feelings he has. We can all feel those feelings too, right? All those big feelings. So the boy tried to stuff all his feelings deep down to control what he thought he should hide, afraid that the others would make fun of him if they saw all he felt deep inside. Do you know what it means to stuff your feelings? Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the page. The school bus. I bet you lots of you missed the school bus, huh? Do you know what it means to stuff our feelings? No. Lammy said, is it like when we eat food and we feel stuffed in our bellies? Not quite. Stuffing our feelings is kind of like trying to push those feelings back down so that no one can see them and pretend, oh, I'm fine, even when you might not feel fine. You've done that before? You know what? I think a lot of us have done that before. Sometimes it feels like, oh, maybe people will think this is weird, so I'm just going to hide it and pretend it's not there. But stuffing our feelings is not healthy and not a good choice. So I think we're going to figure out how to make a better choice. Let's read. Would they think he was weak, dramatic, afraid? Would they call him a wimp or a baby? If they saw the big thumping heart in his chest, would they not want to play with him maybe? You see that he looks a little nervous with those big feelings. But while swinging one day, feeling oh so alone, he noticed a girl feeling blue. He marveled, what's that? Could it be? Yes, indeed. Her emotions were extra big too. What's that girl on the seesaw feeling? Can you tell? She's feeling sad. Let's see what he does. Are you okay? The boy asked the girl. I'm fine, just sometimes I get sad. He said, you too? Hey, I get sad too. I get scared and silly and mad. I think they're talking about their feelings. Did you see those colors? It looks like they have a lot of the same feelings in common, huh? The two became pals who shared their big hearts, not feeling they had to pretend when they needed to cry or to laugh big and loud, since feelings had helped them make friends. And soon they noticed there were other big hearts in the classroom, the playground, the bus, and they smiled and they learned that it wasn't just them. Big emotions affect all of us. What? Oh, Lammy said that this page makes him feel sad because he misses friends. You miss playing with friends at school too? I bet you our friends do too. Yeah. The boy and his friends slowly felt less alone with the feelings that lived deep inside them. Emotions might feel big and scary sometimes, but that is no reason to hide them. Did you like that story? Me too. Friends, here's the thing. Even though we're not together right now at church, which I wish we were, and even though we're not at school right now, which I bet you wish sometimes you were too, right, just to see your friends, even though you can't see your friends yet, even though we are at home and we're only seeing our family or the people that live in our house, right now, even though we can't see our friends, a lot of our friends are all feeling the same things as you're feeling. So you might be feeling sad and think, I'm the only one that feels sad. It's embarrassing if I cry, or I must be the saddest person ever. But you know what? A lot of your friends are feeling sad. Or you might be feeling so angry or disappointed or worried or nervous or scared. Maybe you're feeling like you don't have a lot of hope, or maybe there's a lot of feelings you could be feeling, right? All of those feelings you feel, you are not alone. You are not alone. Other people feel those feelings too. And every feeling that we've talked about with Lammy so far, right? Remember those feelings? All those big feelings? God cares about your feelings. And God wants you to tell him exactly how your heart is feeling. If you feel disappointed, you can tell God. If you feel angry, you can tell God. If you feel sad, you can tell God. If you're having a happy day, you can tell God. If you're feeling lots of hope, you can tell God. And if you're feeling no hope, you can tell God. God wants to know what's on your heart, what's on your mind. Do you remember when we read It Will Be Okay with the little seed and the little fox? Remember what we learned in that story? They were talking about how the farmer is good and the farmer is kind and the farmer is always watching, and we know that Jesus is like our farmer, right? He's good, he's kind, and he's always watching. And he loves you so, so much. And he knows every feeling you have in your heart. But he loves you so much that he wants to have a conversation with you about it. He wants you to feel like you can come to him. So friends, I hope that no matter what you're feeling this week, any of these big, big feelings this week, that you remember two things. You are not alone when you feel those big, big feelings. And that God wants to hear those big, big feelings. And you can tell him anything. And you can tell a grown-up too. The grown-ups in your life, your moms or your dads or whoever you live with, they want to know your big, big feelings too, okay? Nothing is too big or too much for a grown-up or for God. We love you so, so much, and we can't wait to see you next week, okay? Bye.